welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for once again joining me for tea time. Today we have a little bit of misty morning and focus. Misty morning focus. You have that bergamot and some zing of the peppermint. So good, guys, so good. I hope you're joining me with your cup of tea or maybe a cup of coffee, or as I always say, maybe something harder. Depends on what part of the planet you're on, right? So today we're going to be talking about Nikon and conspiracy, right? Conspiracy theory that I just heard recently, and I want to put it out to you guys to see what you think about it. Why Nikon has fallen off the radar, especially when it comes to the BCN rankings. They're awards, right? That they come out every month with these rankings that show how the different manufacturers and cameras and whatnot are doing in comparison to each other. Now, before I get into it, I want to say that if you haven't downloaded my ebook as of yet, go check it out over at JCristina.com. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. JCristina.com/ebook. 10 tips at making tack sharp images. There's something there for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're a professional, or a pro-am, or even an amateur, you're going to glean something from that ebook, and it's free. Once again, JCristina.com/ebook. So, if you're new here and you don't know what these BCN rankings are and why I think that there's this conspiracy theory that could be plausible, and I want to get to it in just a second. If you're new and you don't know what the BCN rankings are, basically it is a ranking that happens over in Japan. It is a Japanese ranking system that takes a look at about 40% of the Japanese retail markets, and they actually look at sales, hard sales figures on cameras, lenses, everything. But we're looking at cameras today, both DSLRs as well as mirrorless. It gives us a small glimpse in, let's say, the direction where the market is going. People are like, oh, it doesn't, encompass the entire world. No, it doesn't, but it still gives an idea of where things are going. And we can use the information as fodder to come up with our own theories, conjecture, and as we do here on the channel, and pose things to you guys to kind of beat them back and forth and see what sticks, what doesn't stick. Hopefully some of the things that I'm going to be saying today doesn't stick, but we will see what goes on. Now, I've posed this question every time the BCN rankings come out. I say, where in the hell is Nikon? What the hell is going on, guys? And I ask you guys all the time, like, do you know where they are? Why are they not on the rankings, right? Well, we're going to get into that in just a second, why they haven't been on the rankings for so long. And the guys over at Nikon Rumors had a good theory here, and I'm going to get into that in just a second. Now, once again, we're dealing with real sales data out of Japan, okay? Keep that in mind. Nikon is a Japanese company. All right, so keep that in mind. This is important. So before I get into this whole conspiracy theory, let's look at the numbers, where we're at, what the rankings are as of last month, because they're always 1 month behind. Now, we're going to look at ILC numbers as well as MILC. The ILC numbers are your interchangeable lens cameras that encompass mirrorless as well as DSLRs, both. So if we look at what's going on in the market, we see Canon with 36.8% of the market in number 1. We have, in second place, we have Sony with 25.8%. Olympus, which is now OM Digital Solutions, let's call it Olympus, is 11.3% of the market. Nikon comes in with 10.9% of the market, and both Fujifilm as well as Panasonic have 5.3% of the market. Now, remember, those are the numbers for ILCs. That is, once again, a combination of the mirrorless as well as DSLRs. And we see Nikon is in 4th underneath Olympus, with 10.9% of the market. Now, if we look at mirrorless sales, all right, this is where things start going south, and this is why we don't see them a lot of times, right? Most of the time. So if we look at the MILC, or the mirrorless interchangeable lens market, we see Sony coming in number 1 with 33.3% of the market. Canon comes in second place with 27.7%. We see OMD, once again, Olympus or OM Digital Solutions with 14.6%, Fujifilm with 10.3%, and then having to dig down under the 10 percentile, we see Nikon with 7% of those sales. Major problem here, guys. Major problem. Now, let's go right back to the beginning and look at this question that I've always asked. Why is it that Nikon is never seen on the BCN rankings anymore? And I asked you guys, and I was asking myself, and what is the answer? Well, I think it's starting to become apparent here. Now, Nikon Rumors had a theory, or they posed a theory that said that the BCN rankings just nixed Nikon because they're below the 10 percentile, and that BCN knows that they're below the 10 percentile, and by knowing that, they only show the mirrorless, or they concentrate on the mirrorless market and not on the ILC market that allows Nikon to be on the list with their 10.3 or 10.9, which they're at. Okay? Almost as a means to kind of push Nikon aside is what Nikon Rumors is saying. Now, I would like to add a little bit of fodder to this theory, and let me know what you think. I remember I did a piece in December 2020, so about 6 months ago or so. And it was something like, after more than 70 years, Nikon ends domestic camera production and moves to Thailand. That is a big deal, guys. That is a big deal. Why? Well, Nikon is loved by all of the Japanese people. It is a major corporation in Japan. It is revered by many, by all, probably, okay? And possibly seeing Nikon cutting all jobs, not all, but the majority of jobs, all manufacturing, and moving it to Thailand away from them, maybe it's pissed some people off, and maybe there's some bad blood over there with the BCN people saying, you know what, you moved out, you're not even making cameras here anymore, and we see that you're falling like a rock, we're just going to let you fall, and we're not even going to put you on the list like if you don't even exist. And that is what's been going on, guys. They're sitting at 7% of the market in Japan for mirrorless cameras. That is crap. That is crap, guys. That is absolute crap. Now, why do I say that? Now, let's kind of come back to the beginning. Nikon and Canon has always been like number one and number two forever until Sony came up, all right, 6-7 years ago, all right? They've always been number one and number two. It was like this fight between them, maybe a gentleman's fight. I always said that Nikon and Canon were like two legs on one body. One would take a step forward, and then the next one, and then the next one, and that's how the entire market moved for decades, guys, decades. Well, that stopped when Sony came into the mix and started pushing Nikon lower and lower and lower. We see that Canon still has 36.8% of the market, ILC market. They're in number one. They're in the first position. Whereas Nikon, even with mirrorless and DSLRs, is at 10.9%. That's never been the case. They're at like an all-time low. They're literally under Olympus or OMD Digital Solutions, as well as Sony for a long time now. And the bottom line is we see that Nikon is barely holding on to 10% on the combination of DSLRs as well as mirrorless. They're barely holding on. And they're sitting at 7% when it comes to mirrorless. Mirrorless only. Now, the problem that I have with this is that Nikon and Canon, let's say, started creating their full-frame mirrorless cameras at about the exact same time, within months apart. Sony was running with the ball for like 6-7 years before Canon decided to do anything, before Nikon decided to do anything. But they both came on board right around the same time. And if we look at the MILC market, the mirrorless market, we see Sony with 33.3% of the market, but we see Canon sitting at 27.7%. They're like 5% away. They've literally caught up, let's say, within 5%, with Sony running with the ball for the last 6 years. They caught up in the last couple of years. So I would expect, since Nikon and Canon started doing the full frame mirrorless at the same time, they both would have caught up to Sony. And instead, we see that Canon is sitting with 27.7% of the market, 27.7% of the market, And Nikon is sitting with 7% of the market. 7. 27.7, 7. This is a big deal, guys. It is a big deal. You know, I love Nikon. I think that the D850 is the best DSLR ever made. Hands down. That's my personal opinion. All right. I like Nikon products. Their glass is amazing. But I said way back in December, when they started outsourcing or sending all of their factories over to Thailand and closing down domestic production, they're going to piss some people off. And I think that might be what is going on with the BCN awards or BCN rankings. It seems that way. It seems like someone is pissed because they are like not on the list. They do not put them out there, and they almost completely 100% hone in on mirrorless numbers now. Whereas before it was like both, or they'll trickle in some here and there. You can still find them on their website, but they're just not really, let's say, put out there as much, discussed as much. And like Nikon Rumors are saying, maybe it's a way to kind of nix Nikon and push them aside because they know that they're at 7% underneath that 10 percentile, number one. Number two, they're barely holding afloat with 10%. Even on ILCs or the combination of DSLRs and mirrorless. You might see them drop completely off that list also. You know, I have to say that, you know, they are trying this ZFC thing. I did a whole piece on it, I think the last video I did, and I said how it was really cool. It's got this retro vibe to it, and I said that it's basically a Z50 with a skin on it, all right? I said it was like your hot wife, right, in Victoria's Secret lingerie. Okay, I went there. Anyways, that's what it is. It is a Z50 inside of this skin. There's nothing awe-inspiring here, all right? There's nothing there. It's the exact same camera with a flippy screen on the back, a couple of little niceties, and that's it. And then a whole bunch of new dials, new plastic, and whatever. A little bit of magnesium, a whole lot of plastic, and that is it. Do I think that it's cool? Hell yeah, I love retro vibe stuff. I love it. I love it. But in my personal opinion, I think that if you want to buy a Z50, I would say buy the ZFC. If you can handle, or if you don't mind the retro, because you got the screen. You know, there's some other niceties in there that you get for this same price, $100, give or take. So it's not bad. But I would have to say, guys, and I'm hopeful that I'm wrong. If this ZFC does not like kick off, all right, we're going to see Nikon fall below that 10 percentile. And they are no longer going to be even on the ILC rankings. Okay? That is a major, major thing. That is a big deal, guys. As they become less and less relevant, less and less new photographers or new blood will go towards Nikon, right? People are starting to get nervous to buy Nikon gear because they don't know if Nikon's going to be around. I would never have thought that. When I started this 20 years ago, whatever it is, older than that. Anyway, a long time ago, Nikon was the shit, all right? They were always fighting back and forth with Canon, who's better. It was like the thing. And now them just falling like from the mountain into a ditch. It's just, it's sad to me. It is really sad. And we cannot afford a loss of Nikon in the market. We can't. We need innovation. And when you have a lot of competition, it breeds innovation. With very little competition, it breeds iteration. And we get the same old crap over and over and over. We don't want that, right? We need Nikon to succeed. We need them to succeed. Looking at the numbers and looking what's going on, I just don't know how they are going to. I just don't know. I don't know. It's kind of bothersome to me because normally being in the market for so long, I could look at it and be like, yeah, if you do this. I remember back when they were getting recall after recall after recall. I said the D850, if they put that D850 out there and it recalls like the previous cameras, that's it, they're gone. I remember saying that. And what did they do? They put out the D850, which was just hands down the best DSLR ever made, my personal opinion. Okay, so they can still do it, but they need to do it. And doing this ZFC thing is not where it's at. There was a quote from them saying that the ZFC, even though it's got this retro feel to it, they were shooting at 20 to 30-year-old women, right? Girls. That's who their mindset was. They're trying to figure out how to bring in new blood into Nikon. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you think? What do you think is going on here? Do you think that they can recover? All right. And if you do, what does Nikon need to do right now to be able to recover? Once again, they're at 7% of the mirrorless market. 7%. Canon is at 27.7% of the mirrorless market. Sony at 33.3%. 7% to 27.7% Canon. That is a major disparity. Major. They need to bump that up. They need to do it. How are they going to do it, guys? How are they going to do it? Anyways, little gloomy today. I hate that. I hate that. But it is what it is. I have to tell you what I'm seeing. Once again, on this channel, we read the tea leaves, right? A lot of times we take a look at rumors and speculation, and we try to make something solid of it and at least give you good fodder or thought that we can have these conversations, right? So below this video, put your thoughts. What do you think Nikon can do? Anyways, if you enjoyed this even a little bit, just a tiny bit, give the video a thumbs up. That would be very helpful. Also, click the little bell icon so when I go live or when a new video comes out, you'll be notified of it immediately. And if you want to help the channel, even a little bit, if you want to help the channel, you can click this button down here that says join. You'll become a member of the channel. I can give you perks. You can give $1 or $2 a month, whatever you want to do. That would be fantastic. Or if you just want to contribute to the cause, I put together a little tip jar right around here. You can go to jctipjar@gmail.com. That's my PayPal. And if you want to send a couple of bucks, you can do that. Buy me a cup of tea or something if you would like to. You don't have to, right? This is all free information. So don't hate on me. Just give me a thumbs down if you don't like the video. I'm okay with that. Lots of thumbs downs. It's okay. But if you like it, thumbs up it. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And finally, head over to my website, JCristina.com, where you can find all the photography tools that I've invented for you and me over the years. And hopefully there's something there that you might like. And if there is, please pick it up and support me and my family. That would be appreciated. And for getting to the end of this video, my ranting, use promo code YT20 at checkout. Once again, promo code YT20 at checkout. You get 20% off everything in your shopping cart. And when we're done talking down here in the comment area, head over to our creative Discord server over at community.jcristina.com. Community.jcristina.com. Hundreds and hundreds of people over there. Go check it out. Video, photo, as well as tech heads. We're all there hanging out. So anyways, guys, that is it. I'm out of here for yet another vlog. Many blessings to you and your family. Stay safe and stay healthy.